Hi, everybody. My name is Jeff Solon. I made this deferred pay calculator and shared it out so that it could help Chicago public school teachers have some consistency in their paychecks throughout a full calendar year. So it's important to first note that we get, as Chicago public school teachers, we get 20 full checks throughout the school year and two half checks. So if you think about it, we really get like 21, the equivalent of 21 full checks. And if you look at your statement, you'll see like your deposit statement or your checks you get after everything is taken out and all the pieces and parts are kind of settled. You have some amount that ends up in your checking account. So what we want to do is we want that amount to be consistent every 2 weeks through the full calendar year. So if you take the amount that you get in this example on your screen here or on my screen, I'm using $1,000 in this example just to keep the numbers really clean so you can see. And I'm going to roll my mouse over this because there's a little hint and it says this is the only amount you should edit. Set this to the amount of an average paycheck. So the rest gets calculated automatically. So let's say that you have $1,000 show up in your checking account after everything else is said and done every 2 weeks through the school year when you get paid. So if we took that and multiplied it by 21, how many times you get paid or how many like full checks you get, and then we divided that by 26, that would tell us how much we should get if we were getting paid every 2 weeks for the whole year, right? So that number is right here, and it says it as a little rollover hint. This is the normal check amount. So if you took the amount that you get, multiplied it by 21, and then divide that by 26, that will tell you what you really would get every 2 weeks if that amount of money was spread evenly across a full calendar year. So this spreadsheet does that for you. You put the number in here, like 1,000, and then what it's saying, I'm going to start with a normal check row. In this example, you got $1,000 paycheck. And then what we're going to do is have $192.31. If you automate it, it makes it really easy. Move that into a deferred pay account, a separate bank account used to just build up this deferred pay for you. And every time you get a normal check, 192.31 is moved over. 192.31 is moved over, and that happens every time. So what you're really ending up with is 807.69. You're moving that out, and you left in your checking account. If you started off with zero, for example, you would have $807.69. If you got paid that every 2 weeks for a full calendar year, you would have the total amount of your salary. So when we get to certain pay periods, like through the summer, we get $0 paychecks. And so at that point, you move the full amount over that you would have had you gotten a normal paycheck and taken out the money for deferred pay. So 807.69 gets moved from the deferred pay account into your checking account. And now it feels like you got the same amount that you got this week. And then in the next paycheck, same thing. 807.69 moved back, 807.69, 807.69, and then we get this half check at the end of the summer, and that would be you just move over 307.69, giving you again still 807.69 is your total amount that sort of lands in your checking account, and then you start getting full paychecks again, and when you get that $1,000 paycheck, you move 192.31 back again, and what you can see down here is this is sum. This is a sum of, if you look at the formula, H2 to H27, it's from here all the way down to here. And so it's summing up everything. And what you end up having in this sort of secondary account is money moving over to provide for you when you need it, and then back in when you do need it. And at the end of the day, or at the end of the year, I should say, it leaves you even with zero. So a lot of banks actually offer the ability to not only have better like savings, so you can make interest on your own money, high yield savings accounts, personal savings from American Express is one option that I find to work well. It's not American Express credit card, that's separate, but it's a savings account, and they let you create as many like sort of virtual accounts as you want. And the advantage of that is I can create, and I do create an account called Deferred Pay, and then I automate these movements of money. So from my regular checking account, I'll move the deferred amount out to that account, and then automate and set it, time it so that the money moves back in when I need it. And then that keeps my income consistent throughout the year. Hopefully this was a helpful video. Again, all you do is edit this one cell. The rest is done for you. So for example, if you put 2,500 in there, all the numbers change, and it tells you move this amount over every time, and then when the time comes, you move that amount back, and it tells you what you would get if you were paid every 2 weeks for the full calendar year. Again, hope that helps, and I hope you all are having a nice summer. Take care.